love, sex, desire, drama, lovers, and the others. And we talk about it all here on Relationship Rhetoric. Greetings and welcome to Relationship Rhetoric. I'm your host, Unapologetically Angela, and on the show today we have Danyale Woods, the Incense Fairy.
Hello.
And I'm very intrigued by this young lady, not only because we share the same head shape and style, but just because of, a lot of things that I've read on her posts, a lot of things that I see that she believes in, that she doesn't believe in. So that made her very interesting to me. So I thought, why not?
Thank you.
Thank you for being on the show.
Sure thing. I love your show.
Thank you. That's very sweet.
Yes.
What I really want to do first is I want to know, who is Danyale before you shaved your head, before the Incense Fairy, before where you are now?
Oh, wow. That's a profound question. Danyale, before the bald head and before my business, was very introverted, very shy, very unsure of herself, not very confident, kind of trying to find her voice. Mm-hmm. I didn't really find my voice until much, much later in my adult life. So this version of me, the bald-headed me, is the uninhibited me, the I give no fucks me. Yeah, I feel kind of liberated once I found my voice and once I found my spirit and once I was able to cleanse kind of my emotional residue off my spirit with my mom. We had a troubled past. So once I forgave her, that was the beginning of me kind of releasing myself into my current self.
Okay.
So,
kind of in a simple form, what happened the day you said, I'm going to shave my head, I'm going to do something different, I'm ready to be free from this?
Well, actually, I had just broken up with my child's father. And that was kind of at the point where I was kind of realizing my sexuality, how I would like to be presented, how I express myself. And I said, you know what, this hair is just like a memory of my past. I have pictures with Nisa, my daughter, as a baby with the big Afro puff. And it was just a reminder of my former self. And I said, you know what, I'm just going to cut my hair off and I'm going to be free. And my hair has been like this for years. I wouldn't have it any other way as far as my natural hair goes. Now, I'll throw on a wig, Anna, I'll throw her on, but I love my bald head. It's like the purest expression of who I am. Like, I don't care what anybody thinks about me. Whatever your beliefs are, your beliefs, but I need you to respect my beliefs just like you respect your beliefs. And I'm going to wear my bald head and you can wear your locks or waves or whatever. So, yeah, it's just an expression of freedom and having a voice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk about relationships.
Oh, God. Oh, boy.
So we're going to just hop in different places. So if I was to call your last partner and say...
Oh, God, don't do that.
And say, whose fault was it that you all broke up? What would they say?
She would probably say it was my fault.
Okay.
And if you asked me, I would probably say it was kind of a mutual thing. And I wouldn't really call it fault.
Okay.
I think people, whether they want to accept it or not, grow and evolve.
Right.
So the version of her that I met and the version of me that she met 8 years later are two completely different people. And that doesn't always sync up. And if it doesn't sync up, you have to look at it from an objective point of view and say, maybe this isn't working. Maybe we need to try something else. And if we try something else and it doesn't work, then we're just going in a circle, and that doesn't make sense.
Absolutely.
So I think we both kind of came to that mutual understanding. Of course, there were feelings, but we're good. We're friends. We're both looking forward to our new futures. So, yeah, we kind of just woke up, so to speak, or got enlightened about our current situation. And then we acted on it. And a lot of people don't do that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go to baby daddy.
Oh God, yeah.
Um, and it's another thing about what people don't tend to do. Do you think about mistakes that you possibly made with him, or behaviors that you had with him that you still currently have?
Well, that's a very interesting question. With the relationship with Denise's dad, I think I saw him more of a as a protector
Okay.
because I didn't grow up with my dad. I met my dad recently, a couple years ago, thank God, for the first time. But I didn't grow up with a dad, and I think I saw him as a protector and a lover.
Okay.
And I think because I thought that I kind of got complacent with being comfortable with him, and probably some of the excitement when it's new probably kind of fizzled out a little bit as the years went on. And I think that happens in a lot of relationships.
It does.
And if you don't catch it, you'll both be looking at each other like, what are we doing? Like, for all these years, we're going through these same motions. So that's what it was. I think I got very, very comfortable with him, and it kind of just became complacent, and I needed to move on. And I think he got comfortable too.
Okay.
I'm not gonna, go
Understood.
into details, but
Understood.
yeah, I think he got comfortable too, and I made a decision that I got to get out of this complacent situation and be who I really am, because it wasn't fair to him to stay with him. I knew I was attracted to women, so I wasn't gonna, do any kind of funny shit, So since we both know that, it's not fair for me to stay with you, knowing that I have that other side of me. So that's kind of what that was. I had to break free from myself and bloom into who I am now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you all's relationship now is peaceful?
Oh, very peaceful.
Okay, nice.
I love Theo.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, we both parent very well. We co-parent very well. I don't have any issues with him. He'll always be my friend. I'm friends with all my exes, actually. So I try to keep the balance. Energy is very important to me.
Absolutely.
And I don't like to hold any residue on my spirit. I like to make sure everything is kosher. So yeah, we're good. Really good.
So what is your status now?
As far as
Single?
oh, I'm
dating?
single. I'm totally single.
Okay.
Not available. And what I mean by that is my heart isn't available. I'm at the point where I'm single for me, not single to get in a relationship. I kind of want to experience life in this version of myself because I really haven't. And I'm actually looking forward to just being free and walking around my house and, putting this there because I wanted to put it there, or putting it back because I wanted to put it back. I'm excited to do that. So yeah, I'm very single. Very excited about that.
Very good.
Yes.
Very good.
Yes.
Tell us about your business. When did the incense fairy, where was she born?
Fairy Blossom Scents. Well, actually my mom inspired Fairy Blossom Scents. And it was so weird because I started it like literally maybe 6 months before she passed away. And she would make products. Like, she would just always come home with like shea butter and these different oils, and she would make these like hair creams, and I used to see her do it, but I never really I was like, okay, she makes stuff. And so watching my mom, I was like, you know what? I can do that. Like, really, like, it clicked. Just like, I was like, I can do that. Like, I never thought I would be able to make an incense. Like, I was like, that's got to be really, really hard to do. And like, when I studied, I was like, I can do that. And then, I kind of got a knack for scents and started studying scents, and I like to tunnel energy as well. And so I relate scents to energy, and I try to create an experience or a memory, like when you smell the incense. And I have a knack for mixing scents, and it's really therapeutic for me. So it started out as a light bulb. I can do that. And then I was like, I'm good at it. And so then it just blossomed into Fairy Blossom Scents. So I'm really proud of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so how long has the business been up and running?
It's going on 3 years now.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Not doing too bad.
Okay. Very
Yeah.
good. So what do you do 9 to 5? Is that what you do?
No, not 9 to 5. I'm a sidepreneur.
Okay.
My 9 to 5 is FedEx services. I do customer service for FedEx, and I've been doing that for 18 years now.
Wow.
I know. I can't believe it myself. How did you do that? Yeah, 18 years. So that's my bread and butter.
Understood.
Fairy blossom scents is my dessert. So yeah.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you could describe a daily routine, just ensuring that once you wake up, you're balanced, you're ready for your day, your energy is ready. What is your morning like?
Well, I have to get up really early in the morning because I need time to think my own thoughts. I say that a lot, and people look at me like, "What do you mean?" Like, I have to have a moment in my day where it's just me, and I'm thinking my own thoughts without interruption, or else I feel like my day won't start off well. So I have to be at work at 6:45. I get up at 4:25, just so I can have time to walk around. I can drink my coffee, I can talk to my cats, and that's very important to me. And then when I go to work, I'm in work mode, and after work I'm in fairy blossom sense mode because I have orders to fill. That's why that morning time is so important to me to center myself and think my own thoughts. So that's usually my day to day. Get my zen, go to work, fairy blossom sense, watch a little TV, go to sleep.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if by chance something gets you off balance, you're having a rough day, your spirit is thrown off, what's your approach to getting back where you need to be?
I tell you, when my spirit gets off balance, it's hard for me to come back to the center. That's why I'm very proactive in trying to get it right before I engage conflict, because I know myself. And I think it's important for everybody to know themselves. It's not that I don't handle conflict well. I'm gonna put on my smile and my gear, and I'm gonna get it done. It don't matter what it is, I'm gonna get it done. But on the inside, I fight with getting back to the middle, and I just have to go somewhere by myself and kind of close my eyes and try to think my own thoughts, smoke a cigarette, and try to get myself back centered. But yeah, it takes a lot of work for me to get back. That's why I try to stay on track.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, so are there things, and even with us as, people trying to be balanced and spiritual beings, we still live inside this human shell.
Yes.
So are there things about you that you wish that you could change?
Yeah, I have this thing where I say, pardon my human, because, we're our souls.
Yeah.
These bodies are just like, we're just wearing our bodies. So when I say pardon my human, it's like pardon my carnal side, or pardon that word I just said, or touch I just made, or my bad. I think it's important to acknowledge your human self and your spiritual self. And I certainly do. I try to follow my spiritual self. My pseudo name is Different Being, and what that means is I see with my soul first. And if I see with my soul first, I know that that's telling me the truth. If I see with my human first, telling
Right.
what I'll see, or telling how I'll be deceived. So I try to live like that. I try to approach everything with my spirit first. And there's the upside to that, and there's a downside to that. Because if you approach everything with your spirit, you take in the negative energy too. So I have to balance that out as well. So, yeah.
So would you want to change that about yourself?
Sometimes I don't like feeling everything. And for some reason, God made me to where I feel other people's emotions, even when I don't want to. I haven't learned how to, per se, shut that off. But then there's other times where I'm glad that I can feel other people's energy and be, empathetic and relate and, try to help them. But I wish I could shut that off. Not get rid of it, but just shut it off when I want to. And I can't do that yet.
Understood.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
I got you.
Yeah.
So the flip side of that,
Yes.
what is it about yourself that you're like, oh my God, I so love this about me. I am so this.
Really, my bald head. And that's why I love you. Because I love that you're free enough to do that. Because there's so many women that are afraid to just not have hair.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say I don't understand it. I do understand it. But oh my God, I just love my bald head. I love that I can get up, get in the shower. I don't have to style it. I don't have to go to the barber, the beauty shop. I still feel beautiful. And I love my bald head. Like, I wouldn't trade my bald head for anything. And I love to see women with bald heads. It's so sexy to me. It's so bold and liberating. So that's my favorite human part of myself. Is my bald head. I love my head. I do.
Nice. Well, me going bald was a part of the process of being beautiful for myself.
Yes.
It
That
took
is so
me,
important.
always wanting to be beautiful in someone else's eyes.
Yes.
So when I finally looked and it was like,
and you're gorgeous.
Okay. Oh,
you're gorgeous.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're gorgeous.
So
you rocking your head, girl.
It's
yeah, you are. You are.
It's a wonderful feeling.
Yeah,
it's a wonderful. It's not even a downfall. I just, when the wintertime comes, I just make sure my hats are stylish.
That's all. And I got scarves, and I'm prepared for it.
And I have entered into the wig world.
Oh,
Oh my goodness,
Anna, you can't tell me nothing about Anna. I love my wig. Yes.
So I love it indeed.
Yeah.
So if I asked you to explain to me, which you really have done in all of your answers, but if I said, Danyale, explain to me your spirituality, what is your belief?
Well, my technical belief is theistic, agnostic. Okay. And what that means is that I believe that there is a higher power, but without proof, we can never really know. And so I know there's myriads of different religions. I don't like to box myself within a religion. I just know that I know there's a God up there. I can feel him, and that's all I need to know. Mm-hmm. And so, the different sects and, what you should wear, how you should act, and the rules, and how many times a week. I'm like, my spirit is too big to fit in that box. And that's not to say that I'm better than anybody. I'm not. It's just that my enlightenment is with God. It's not with a particular practice or a particular man or church or belief. I feel like I'm confining myself when I do that. And I know when it's God. I can feel when it's God. Mm-hmm. It's very clear to me. It's no question about it. So I feel like me and God have a pretty good pen pal thing going on. So yeah. I don't claim any religion, but neither do I bash any religion. I would never bash anybody's religion or belief. I would respect it just as well as I would want them to respect my belief.
Absolutely. So, yeah. Okay. As far as you can remember, what is your most memorable date?
Like a
date.
Oh God, I don't know if this is a date, but me and Sine, we made this plan to go to this hotel parking lot, and it was really interesting because we were, intimate, and this guy in this food truck came. I swear to God, this guy in this food truck came, and he literally stopped, and Sine was like, that guy is looking at us, and I looked over, and I was like, yeah, and we just went right back to doing it. That guy stayed there the whole time. That was the coolest fucking thing ever. To us, we were like, oh, we did this shit. It was so cool. He got a show. It was so, that's my most memorable.
And the food truck just appeared out of nowhere?
I don't even, it's I guess he was driving by, and he was like, whoa, wait a minute. Very uninhibited. Yeah, but me and Sine joke about that all the time.
Nice. I guess I would consider that a date.
Oh, it was, yeah, to us, that was our date. We were kind of wild. But that's what I love about her. I still love that about her. So, yeah, got to keep it spicy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, if you could give advice to women who are spiritually free, wanting to continue to be balanced and just go with where the spirit leads them, what would you say?
Well, the first thing I would say is if there's anything or anyone that you have to forgive, do that. Any kind of hard feelings or grudges that you have with anyone, you need to release that. I call that spiritual residue, and it grows on your soul like mold, and it'll just build and build and build. And you won't even realize it until you have a breakdown one day, and you're like, what is going on with me in my life? What's going on with me in my relationships, my friendships, me and my family? Whatever negative energy that you harbor towards anybody, first you have to let that go. And then you have to realize who you are. What do you want to represent? What is your voice? You know, why are you here? Not your human self, but your soul. Why did God send you here? What is your passion? What do you like to do? What message do you want to relay? Or what ink stain do you want to leave when you leave this earth? And so I encourage everybody to do that. You know, I'm a writer. God gave me that gift, and I write. You know, I write prolifically, whether I share it or not. I write. It's therapeutic for me. And I feel like God gave me a story to tell with my upbringing and my mom. And I have to tell that story. And I think that's why my soul was sent here. But whatever, you know, your journey is, or whatever your story is, make sure that you get it out, and get it out with positive energy, no residue. And, you know, maybe you can help somebody, your fellow human. So the very first thing is you gotta cleanse out your soul. I'm really that's high on my list. Spiritual residue. You gotta cleanse that out of your spirit. No matter what it is, you have to learn to forgive, because you're doing it for you. You're not doing it for the other person. Because you're responsible for your soul. You're responsible for your spirit while you're here. So you have to be sure that it's clean and pure, so it can receive a blessing. And if it can receive a blessing, it can give a blessing.
Absolutely.
So.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So last thing, because you've spoken of your mom quite a bit.
Yes.
Give us a little snapshot of your all's relationship.
Well, a snapshot. My mom, she had me when she was 15, very young. I was the first child. She had 3 more children, but 2 were given up for adoption. 1 was a miscarriage. And growing up with my mom, we were homeless a lot. And as I got older, I resented her for that, because I didn't understand. And so it was well into my adulthood when, you know, we finally sat down and talked, and she explained to me everything she went through. And I had had a child of my own by then, and I was like, you know what? I understand. You know, I may not have made the same decisions as you, but I cannot judge you, because I understand. And once we had that conversation, I forgave her, and our relationship completely changed. Like, in fact, the year before she passed, we became the closest we've ever become, ever. Her mom called her after 30 years, the year she died, and told her she loved her. My mom was just in tears. She just could not. It was just such a beautiful ending to her life. And I was just so glad that I was able to forgive her before she passed, because I just thought about it. What if I hadn't? I would be walking around now just heavy with remorse and regret. And why? You know, her body is gone now. Her human is gone. The human that did all that stuff is gone. But what now? So I just feel grateful and blessed that I forgave her, and her life ended well. And I said, if there's any way you want to leave, you definitely want to leave here happy. Why not leave here happy?
Absolutely.
You know, we all have to leave. So I'm very grateful that our relationship turned into a blessing and not a curse. Because I've witnessed so many people who have lost loved ones, and they just wished, you know, they'd had that talk, or wished they'd said, I'm sorry, or I forgive you. So that's important. You gotta cleanse that out. You got to. It's a must. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So much for sharing. Just
Always
sharing your
enjoyed
energy
it.
is good.
Thank
It's
you,
good.
darling.
It's good.
Thank you.
Our notion today is, in the midst of the world where there's so much hatred, so much pain, so much arguing, so much other stuff.
Oh, yes.
Why not try a little magic?
Yes. I love magic. Yes, yes, yes.
This has been Relationship Rhetoric. I'm your host, unapologetically Angela. Peace, love, and enlightenment.
Love, sex, desire, drama, lovers, and the others. And we talk about it all here on Relationship